Have you ever met a person whose actions and words are so beautiful that it makes your heart melt? Well, here's how to become that person. So here are my 12 super important commandments. First commandment, you must always eat during the day. Midday, no being hangry allowed. Personally, you should be eating between 12 to 6 p.m. just to make sure you have some food in you, to make sure you're not getting in any conflict with nobody. That's the first rule. Rule number 2. Alright, never ever trigger a person's vengeance. When you trigger a person's vengeance, they're going to retaliate. And that's not what you want. If you want to win the game of life, never ever trigger a person's vengeance. Number 3 and 4. Always follow the law and always help the needy. Now those are kind of common sense, but you keep on doing those, it'll get you pretty far in life, I'll tell you that. Number 5. Always support those around you, especially those that are close to you, especially those who are your friends and family. Sometimes things are null and void and you can't change them, but at least you were there to support them. That's what matters the most. Always being there to support your loved one. Number 6. Always be a giver and never expect anything in return. When you give something, you don't want anything in return besides good karma coming your way. That's all that matters anyways. As long as God's watching, He's the only one that cares, and He's the only one that truly matters. So do it for Him. And on to that same point, but a little bit different. Always try to be the nicest you can be. Always be friendly to people, but don't even care if they recognize it. Be friendly for the sake of being friendly. It doesn't matter if they see it. Who cares if they see it? You were friendly from day one. That's all that matters. No one could ever take that away from you, my friend. You want to be the leader of your own life. Make sure that you're setting the example of how you want to be treated. Alright? That's very important. As long as you're setting the example of how you want to be treated, you'll always get the best treatment. Alright, now this one is a secret that most people don't even realize. Alright? Eat foods high in fiber. So you're taking proper poops every day. Sometimes 2 poops, sometimes even 3 poops a day. Why? Because pooping is so important. It may sound funny, but if you don't poop properly, you're going to go around, walk around all day feeling poopy. And you don't want to feel poopy, you want to feel great. When you're feeling poopy, it's easy to be poopy and poop on other people. So make sure you're pooping properly and you're taking that out properly. Alright? Don't walk around poopy, everybody. Make sure you're pooping proper. Make sure you're eating foods high in fiber. Alright, now here's a pro tip for everybody. Always prioritize admiration over respect. Now, admiration is great because people will like you and admire you. That's exactly what you need in this world. Respect, on the other hand, is a little bit more dangerous. Because respect can lead to fear, and that can keep good people away from you. You don't want good people away from you. You want good people around you. So always choose admiration over respect. Now, the second last commandment is to always forgive people very easily and very quickly. Now, I know it may sound reckless to forgive people, maybe a little naive, but it's not. It's a good thing. It's very healthy. Because you're getting rid of all that pain, and when you're putting yourself in other people's shoes and understanding them, it secretly makes that person respect you a lot more and admire you a lot more. Because they see you have the ability to project yourself in their shoes and understand them. And most of the time, that'll make people bond with you. So always forgive people quickly. Always forgive people very, very quickly. Don't hold grudges, people. And the last commandment is to celebrate life. Every day you wake up, it's another day to celebrate. Party, 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 everybody. Nothing's better than partying. Make sure you party every single day. You gotta feel great for being alive. You know? Make sure you're partying. Make sure you're enjoying life. Make sure you're grateful every day. That'll help you a lot. Now here's what to do when someone is stressed out at you. Alright? The first thing you should always do is listen to every word they say. Even if you don't agree, just listen to every word they say and really try to understand them. Understand where they're coming from. Because understanding is the most important thing. Ask why they're angry. Focus on saying words of affirmation that confirm the fact that you understand the severity of what they're saying to you, because a lot of times people just want to air out their problem and sometimes they use a lot of heat. If you understand them, they'll cool down on their own. You don't need to add heat to their heat. Just understand them and make it known that you understand, and they'll naturally back down. Once you understand the problem, try to create a solution right away. And once you find that solution, only tell them the solution twice, because sometimes people don't even want to listen to your solution. They just want to air out the problem. So don't stress out. Who cares if they even take your advice? Just give them the solution twice and let them do their thing. At least you tried your best, right? Now, after giving your solution, try to focus on ways to constructively prevent this situation from ever happening again. Alright? We don't want this to happen again. We don't want to get yelled at. We don't want our friend angry at us. So try to end the conversation constructively, and then that'll naturally bring peace and order to the situation. When someone is angry, try to speak a lot less. Alright? You want them to be heard. Alright? You don't want to speak over them. That's the biggest mistake you can make. Take a step back from the conversation and try to mentally reflect on what happened. Take a deep breath. Say words that are positive. You know what I mean? So you don't trigger any anger anymore. You don't want to trigger anyone's anger, so say positive words. If they're still angry and it's actually bothering you, I'd suggest to think of a happy place. Think of a peaceful future together between you and that person. Think of what you'll be doing together while in peace. Put yourself in a happy perspective. Do not let their anger get to your inner chi, your inner calm, your inner zen. Alright? You want to stay calm at all times. You want to be reflecting and imagining positive things at all times. Especially when someone's yelling at you, because you want to stay positive. Now, another good tactic is to breathe a lot of oxygen. Alright? You want to breathe in as much oxygen as possible. That way, you're taking in so much oxygen, it's going to your brain, it's calming you down, it's giving you more time to think and reflect. It's taking away all the heat. All the heat that they're hitting you with, it's getting deflected, because you're absorbing so much oxygen and air that you're calming yourself down. You're like a fan spinning cool radiations all across the airwaves. So if they're hitting you with fire, you're hitting them with air. Who's going to win? The air is going to win, of course. You're going to blow away their fire. So yeah, taking in oxygen is a good way to do it. Always think of conflict resolution. Alright? You don't want to argue with them. You just want to come up with conflict resolution. Alright? End the conversation positively. Come up with a solution at all times. Do never ever argue back. Another good strategy to do when someone's angry at you is to look down. When you're looking down, it typically sends shame signals to you, and the other person will see that and think you're in shame. If you're in shame, that means you're in guilt, and 9 times out of 10, a person is going to stop yelling once they know you're guilty. Once they know you're at fault, once they see you're guilty, they're going to stop arguing with you. Every time. Because people don't want you to feel worse than guilt. And my last power move is to eat something in front of them. If someone's yelling at you and you eat a big ass muffin in front of them, it's gonna, 1, confuse them. They're gonna be like, why is this guy eating in front of me? 2, it's gonna make them realize that food is the solution. If we were both eating, you wouldn't be so angry. And 3, it's gonna make them reflect on everything. It's gonna make them reflect on their day. It's gonna make them think of the future, when they're gonna eat the next meal. They're not even worried about the argument anymore. They're thinking about the future now. So eating something in front of someone who's angry is a very, very smart thing to do.
You win!
Alright everybody, so here are the minor commandments now. These ones are a little bit less important, but still very vital. Alright, the first rule, never project your pain onto other people. Alright, that's kind of common sense, but it should be well known. Never project your pain on other people, alright? That's not what we do over here. That's not cool to do that. Alright, next thing, focus when listening and try to relate to people. Alright, Always relate to people. That's the most important thing you can do when talking to someone. It makes them feel understanding, makes them feel understood. It's a great thing. So after relating to people so well, the next thing to do is avoid subjects that lead to arguments. Alright? You don't want to argue with anybody. There's no point of that. Like, you might as well be bonding with people, having a good time with people. Why argue with them? You're not getting paid to argue. It's not a debate team. Come on now. Another great tip, find ways to serve people in real life. Like, find out what they're interested in and find out how you can help them. Alright? Find out what people need and try to serve people's needs. Alright? That's a good way to help people. Now, if you're an overtalker like me, I'd advise for you to really focus on listening to people. Ask good questions that force a person to come up with a great answer, so they're talking a lot. And then I'd advise to listen to them. Ask more and more and more questions. If you keep on asking questions, the conversation will never end. Alright? So if you're over talking, all you gotta do is ask questions. Simple as that. Alright, now another good thing is to be a man of your word, or a woman of your word, or whatever you identify yourself as. Anyway, so be a man of your word, everybody. Take what you say seriously and do what you say. There's no point of lying to people, deceiving people. False promises are horrible. Don't do that to people, anyone. Never ever give people false promises. Alright? Play by the rules. Another good rule. Play by the rules and look for things you guys share in common. Alright? That's what you should always do. Whenever you meet someone, look for how you guys relate to each other. How do you guys bond? Alright? What do you guys share in common? That's the real thing to always ask when you meet someone. Alright, another good rule is to have good hygiene. You should shower every day or every other day. If you're really lazy, you can do it every other day, so every 3 days. But I'd advise not to do that unless you're living in like a cold country or something, or you're living in an area where you can't really use water too much. Always shave your neck beard. You know what I mean? Always shave your neck beard. Always groom yourself. Always make sure you're looking great. The better you look in the mirror, the better you'll feel most of the time. Alright? That's going to help you out a lot. Another good rule is don't try to impress people. Don't try to seek validation either. Only do things for admiration. You do things for admiration and admiration only, my friend. Alright? You want that love. You don't want that respect. Respect can get you in trouble one day. Go for the love. Alright, you always want to have empathy for other people, which means you understand what they're going through and you can relate to them emotionally. You always want to be self-assured in your own actions. You always want to be confident in what you do, alright? That may take a while to develop, but as long as your motives are perfect, you'll always be feeling great. You always have confidence in what you're doing. Because you know what you're doing. Alright, you want to be optimistic, have a contagious smile, and have an uplifting energy. With always a positive outlook on life, alright? Try to stay positive all times. Try to stay positive. That's all you can do. Stay positive. Stay positive. Always be aware of your own emotions. Never project your own emotions on other people. I mentioned that before, but always be aware of your own emotions, alright? So you know where you're standing. That's very important. You always want to have a growth mindset as well, alright? When you're meeting people, you always want to grow with them. That's very important. Now, the most important thing you can give someone is some of your time, alright? You may not understand that at first, but time is money, alright? So the more time you give someone, the more admiration you're giving someone. So sometimes people really respect that. Giving someone some of your time is very important, especially in relationships. You want to be competent, very competent. That means have skill in what you're doing and be aware of the end goal. Make sure you get the job done properly, everybody. Alright? Let people see your flaws every once in a while. No one's perfect. Letting someone see your flaws is the easiest way for them to judge you, yet have respect for you. Especially if it's a flaw that you show people intentionally, one you can easily control. For example, if you have like an ugly chain, wearing that chain is not a bad idea. You know what I mean? One person will make a joke about it. You can laugh at that joke, right? Now you're bonding about your insecurity. And laughing at yourself is the best way to go. you gotta laugh at yourself if you want to laugh at other people. So always make jokes about yourself. Always let people see your flaws. All right, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt at all. You just gotta be confident in yourself. All right, so you always want to have a positive body language, and you always want to find ways to be humble. Very important. Staying humble in 2024 isn't easy, but hopefully you can pull it off. All right, you don't want to get too greedy. All right, you don't want to be too much into pride. Try to stay humble, everybody. Either speak in a calm tone or an exciting tone. No in the middle. All right? If you're calm, people will respect you for being calm. If you're exciting, people will love you for being exciting. All right? If you're in the middle, no one really knows what you're doing. You're not triggering no one's emotions. You're kind of forgettable. All right? So be calm or be exciting. One of those two. Be generous and always try to see the best in people. All right? That means try to find what you like in everybody. Everyone has something likable about them. Everyone. From their clothes to their style, to their mentality, to the way they carry themselves. Everyone's got something special about them. Find out what you like and tell them that. Tell people what you like about them. You want to leave people better off than how they were when you first met them. That means try to make their lives a little bit better after meeting them, so when you leave each other, they have a little bit better of a life because of you. Always add to someone's life. Never take away from someone's life. We're doing addition here, no subtraction. Make people feel at ease when you're talking to them. Alright? When you first meet someone, you want to make them feel comfortable right away. That's a very important thing. Comfort is one of the most important things people need. So do whatever it takes. Sometimes you gotta show them your flaws. Sometimes you gotta make a joke about yourself. Sometimes you gotta compliment a person. But whatever you gotta do, do it. Alright? Make them feel at ease. Alright? Alright, be genuine and really care what people have to say. Alright? When you truly care what people have to say, they notice that. When you're saying, huh? What'd you say? People like that. People like repeating themselves. People like saying their point over and over again. Because people like being heard and understood. Alright? So it never hurts to say, what'd you say? If you don't hear them, say it. Even if you did hear them, say it. It'll make them feel special sometimes. Alright, so another thing, give people credit for what they do and give people a lot of praise. Alright? It may be a basic achievement they achieved, but it still doesn't hurt to say good job. People like hearing good job. Sometimes people don't even hear good job in 30 years. Imagine working for 30 years and no one ever said good job to you. Like, that would mentally destroy a person. Alright, so even if it's small, say good job to someone. It doesn't hurt. Now, the easiest thing to do is to be curious. Alright? When you meet a person, be curious about them. Be fascinated about them. You need to know everything there is about a person. Alright? When you do that, you'll get to know a person really well, and you'll make friends really well. Don't forget to be happy and funny so people feel loved. People love to laugh, so make people smile. Don't forget it. Give good eye contact and read people's emotions. Alright? When you're giving good eye contact, people really appreciate that. When you're reading people's emotions, you can predict what they're going to say and ask better questions, even funny questions, based off their emotions. So yeah, try it out. Try reading someone's emotions. Value everyone as a human being and treat them all amazing. Make everyone feel valuable because we're all a part of the same team. The Superhuman League. Always tip your waiters and always tip your food delivery guy. Most of those people don't get paid proper salaries, so if you tip them, it will make their day. Alright? Never order that stuff if you can't afford to tip them. I'm serious about it. If you can't afford to tip at least 10%, I'd advise not even to order the food in the first place. Just go get food yourself. You'll save money. If you can't afford to spend money, might as well save it, right? Come on, always tip your people. People need their tips. And most importantly, have a lot of integrity for what you do. Alright? Integrity will get you very far in life. Alright? Keeping the peace will get you far. Having integrity will get you far. And being fair will get you very, very far. Alright? Don't forget it. It's very important. Alright, everybody. I know I said a lot today, but hopefully you have a pen and paper with you to take some notes, to make sure you get all the information I said today. Quite a few teachings were said, but in time we'll get it all. Just repeat the video a few times, make sure you get it all, write it down, memorize it, have it in your brain forever. Hey, get a tattoo. Alright? Make sure you have God's grace with you at all times. Make sure you treat everyone well at all times. And don't forget, who cares if no one even sees? God is watching. So if God sees you do well, you'll win in the end, my friend. I guarantee you. You're building up a good karma. Alright everyone, have a good day. Don't worry about the rainy days. Focus on the sunny days. And always pamper people. Pamper people. That's what they want. Alright? Have a good one, everybody.